Alrighty. Good evening, folks. Paul, Jeff, Danny, good to see you this evening. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Jeff. And yep, snuck a little bit of Christmas caroling in there. That's about as much as a Christmas carol as I do. So, a few things. And I need you guys to give me some feedback. I am using new microphones tonight. For those who had been following elsewhere, I picked up some wireless mics. We'll talk about them a little bit later, I suppose. And so things will sound a little different. I'm going to stop the background audio and for the moment. And yeah, so one of the reasons, well, let's go straight with the new mics first. And yeah, they do work. And they're amazing little things. So let's see how best to show them. So they're tiny. Yeah, there seems to be a little more bottom end, a little more than I expected, actually. And then the top is crispier. I went to Wireless Labs, and so I'm wearing one of these guys, this little teeny tiny thing. The mic end is here, and so it is on my person right here. And it's a neat little system. Let's see if I can... Well, it's made by Hollyland. They're a supplier of pretty high-end, mid and high-end broadcast gear. This is one of their mid-range products. And is it too crispy, I guess, is the question, Jeff? Because I can do EQ settings and changes. If it's too crispy, I'll roll off the high end a little bit. So I am using its internal noise reduction. And I guess the other thing I need to do, well, I'll look at it later. I guess the other thing is if someone could do a stats for nerds and tell me if I'm, completely cranked out or what. I don't think it's bad, but no, it's not Bluetooth. They are, but they are 2.4 gig wireless. Yeah, so they're full range. I've got the noise reduction circuit enabled. Slightly high EQ. Okay. Well, I can roll that off pretty easily. Let's just kind of sort of part of what needs to go on anyway. So let's do this. Turn that guy back on. Okay, so now we've got my stock EQ, and I bet you that's got the high end muffled a bit, it sounds like to me. So let me bring that back up just a touch, and that may sound more like me. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll roll with that for a while. And like I say, setting EQ with new mics is always a thing. So, so what I got anyway was their new-ish model, the Lark Max 2, and basically the set comes with all kinds of. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Set comes with all kinds of cool stuff. It comes with this little teeny tiny receiver, which if I take camera 2 and set it over to look, I think that is where I'm going to want to go. Yeah, something. Home repairs. I tell you what, Sean, home ownership ain't what all it's cracked up to be. I'll tell you that. Yeah, strike the like, exactly. You know, I think if I had it to do all over again, I would not buy a house again. But you know, hey, it is what it is, and you know, living the dream and all that stuff. So anyway, the mics come with. Let's see, the camera should be over there by now. Back to here, back to there. Yeah. So this is a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Right there is the receiver, and it's a dual channel receiver, so it'll receive receive from the two mics and give me separate outputs from each one. And it comes with a myriad of, you know, cables and adapters and things. It comes with a couple of halfway decent wired lavs as well, and adapters that let you plug them in. I haven't gotten it yet, but there's an adapter that will let me use it with my mirrorless camera for video work. And it comes with a pair of odd headphones for confidence monitoring. There's a slight delay in them. They're Bluetooth 5 or 6 or something like that. And they sound okay, and they do reasonably well. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys just heard the bird squawk or not. That would be a test. I don't hear any of the room noise that I was hearing, and that was, you know, part of the reason for doing this. So I'm pleased there anyway. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the normal shenanigans for the show, and talk. No birds. Okay, good. That worked. Excellent. That's an improvement. And it sounds good. This is working. I'm happy then. Definitely worth it. It's going to make things too, like in January, or when, I guess it is when Danny comes down and we do the Op 6 show, it's going to make miking both of us up a lot easier. So it's going to be a big help. I'm pretty happy with overall, you know. And the other some other really cool things about these, before we get into what's in the jam. These little mics are also capable of, well, the system is capable of 32-bit float from the mic all the way to the receiver. And then if I have an ability to, when I have the adapter for the Sony camera, I'll be able to do 32-bit float right into the camera. So these little guys do, like I say, they do 32-bit float. They actually, each one of these mics can actually record as well. So I can do either like a safety recording, or I can use these guys standalone as little field recorders. So it's a really cool setup. And then there's another little adapter mabob, so I can run this stuff directly into an iPhone or iPad with USB. It also works with USB-C. If I connected the stuff directly to the MacBook, it reads it like an audio interface. So really cool, really fun. And that recording time on the individual mics is something like 10 hours internal. So fun stuff, and it is very slick tech, and you know, so Neewar's got that, something similar. Rode does, DJI does. So this is nothing really. In fact, if you look at the new DJI receiver, it looks almost identical to the one in Hollyland. So I'm not sure who's making it for who, but I do know that when I mute the mic and then come back, do I lose the interface? No, I do not. It's really fluid. And I can mute from the receiver, I can mute from the mic, and then of course I can mute audio, you know, like I usually do through Ableton Live. But no, so it's very seamless. This stuff is, the Hollyland stuff is made for pros. So, and I have a real good comfort level with the folks at with Hollyland. I know the president of the company. So it's a good match. And no, Hollyland did not send me this. They don't even know that I bought it. So this was my own decision, my own money, all that stuff. All that non-sponsored product stuff, like everything else in this show. I'm not sponsored, not monetized, any of that stuff. Got to say that when you're talking about a product, or they'll come after me. The YouTube police. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into what's in the jam. Bring up the DAW, and I had to work in DC today, so I didn't have time for a lot of show prep. So it's largely the same setup as. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I don't know. There's no Wi-Fi involved. Actually, it looks like I'm over. Looks like my mic level's a little hot. Let me jump over to the mixer and look at it. The mixer itself is not unhappy. So, all right, cool. But I could probably bring the gain down just a touch if I felt like it. If it sounds like it's distorting, let me know, and I'll bring the gain down and level up to match. So anyway, like I said, I had to work in DC today. I'm working for a retired guy. I'm working an awful lot, and I'll be back down there next week. So anyway, let's go ahead and, like I said, take a look at what's in the jam. We've got, almost. So we've got the same drone thing we used last week. This is in Absynth 6. I might have made a couple minor adjustments to it. Oh yeah, I raised it up an octave from last week. I haven't had as much time to fool with the new all the new software as I would like, but I'll tell you what, a lot of the new software is really awesome. It's just, the next few days, a couple days, I've got time to play. Christmas weekend is going to be Christmas and Christmas weekend is going to be busy. I'm supposed to be down in DC again next Monday, and then I don't have anything going on for at least a week. So I can play, which I'm really looking forward to. So anyway, Absynth on the drone and pad thing. The arpeggiated bit again was also courtesy of Absynth. And sequenced with Stepic, the new version of Stepic. Excuse me. We've been doing 70-hour weeks. That's not fun, Jeff. Pigment 7 is a lot of fun, and Pigment 7 is there's some cool activity in the new preset browser with Absynth. Well, we can poke at that a little bit because I've got some update info on some of the things that are not quite perfect in this current version of Absynth. But I've got some updates on it. Hey Kurt, good to see you. Don't worry about it. There's no requirement to be here. I don't take off points for being tardy. So let's see. Also up in the jam, this I don't think I did anything to. This is from Zebra. Like I said, I didn't touch this at all. Whoops, come back here. This just comes in and does some ahs every once in a while. And this is still the beta version of Zebra. There's no release version yet. So it's still pulling a lot. So I'll talk about some of the fun stuff with the new presets in a little bit, Paul. But yeah, they're good jumping off points. There are some really interesting ones in there, but yeah, great jumping off points, and using some of the new presets with their version of Mutate. Their Mutate is pretty refined and does some interesting stuff, which we can talk about. At least if it's working the way it seems to be in the way I understand it to be working. So let's see. Also up, we've got this little modification of the same bass that I used last week. That's in Zebralet, and again sequenced with Stepic. Actually, no, it's a different track, a different preset. Zebralet is great for basses. It's great for all kinds of things, but it's really good for basses. And again, this is done with the new Stepic. And then the percussion was the same percussion as last week. It's it's the same sequence running into Session Percussionist. We don't need to go over that, I don't think. And then the lead was a modified Pigments modification of one of my own Pigments presets. This particular preset was designed in Pigments 6, so there's none of the new special stuff, none of the new special sauce. All that I've really done is done some mapping for parameters. So I can do, oops, that's not pointed in the right spot. I don't want to do that yet. Give that a second. So what I've done is done, let's see. Should be there. It's getting there. So I've got the macros mapped out here, and then I put the first filter cut off and cut off in filter 1 cut off in resonance on knobs here, and they're also somewhat mapped to the mod wheel. For those who don't know, that is I'm not a big Christmas music person. I'm not a big Christmas person, really. But Carol of the Bells is one of my favorites. And like if you look on my YouTube channel, there's a whole playlist of versions of Carol of the Bells that I really like, including one I just found that's in the original Ukrainian. I don't know how to play the whole song, but I do know little bits of it. And I can do a whole variations on a theme for a while. So anyway, that did overmodulate. I did hear that peak, but I didn't get an overmod on the mixer. Okay. So anyway, adjustments to be made. So anyway, that's what was in the jam. And just the usual kind of stuff. So I'll go ahead and put the drone back in the background, and let's talk about some stuff. So let's see, following up from earlier in the week, last week, whatever it was, or last week, or following up from last week. The Absynth dropped, or Native Instruments dropped another update to Absynth version 6.02, and it fixes a few minor things, adds a few minor things, mostly dealing with stability and a couple usability issues. And I think, you know, they're fixing stuff as they hear it. There's still some things that they need to address, I think. For instance, there's still, and this, I know it's on their list. I commented before on not being able to update metadata on your user patches or user presets. They know that's a problem. They know people need to do it, or need to, or want to be able to do that. They've got it on the wish list or on the work list. So that'll be coming. Part of what's slowing them down on that, I believe, is that they're doing some AI kind of stuff to map presets, both their presets, third-party presets, and user presets into the cloud of in the preset browser. So that's part of the holdup, I guess, is getting that to work the way they want it to. For those who don't know, they've got their new preset browser, and you can kind of, all these colors mean things, which there's a key over here. And what's interesting about this is, and this is where we get into the mutate feature as I understand it. So you can start to do things. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can refine what shows up in the preset browser here. And I believe it works in the regular browser as well. But we can go in and we can say we want read instruments, and so it gives us the read instruments. If we go over here that have been categorized as read, if we go here, that's all we got, and we can, we've got the list too. So it works both ways. If we want flutes, we get this scattering, and you can drill down. So they've got a lot of different. There's granularity in the search, which is pretty good. You can also choose things by characteristic, or by characteristics. Is it arpeggiated? Is it long and evolving? And then you can kind of get in and say, well, okay, we can start putting some ranges on things, like we want these to be mostly dark, for instance, and we want them to be aggressive, and let's make them spacious and clean-ish. And evolving. So all these sliders let you, choose all this stuff. Now, so now we've got the short list, and let's see, I'm gonna have to stop this, I think, in order to get here. Yeah, this is gonna monkey with some stuff. But so if I went into the list, if I click on one of these, I can audition it. And so, and what you can see, when I've got this selected, this kind of shows what things it's related to. So let's go ahead and select this patch. I'll get back to wherever I was before, maybe. So we select this patch. Whoops, I missed. Oh, and now it's going to play. Lister blood splatter. Did it pick it up? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So, oops, that's the wrong one. I want this, flashback. Okay. So, yeah, if I go into the list, I've got the same basic idea. So anyway, when we get into the mutate, and I like kind of doing this from here. I don't know why it's insisting on being over there. Go there. Okay, so we've got this. So my understanding is that the mutation is going to be guided by the other preset, by the preset and the other preset it's attached to. So if you see, we set all those parameters, and we've got these that are kind of connected in some way. We've got another one that's part of this, part of this selection, but is not connected. So if I do a mutate, my understanding is that all the stuff that's grayed out, and this guy over here, by virtue of the fact that it's not attached by one of these fine lines, they're not going to play into the mutation. Now, I like these, when I'm mutating, I like to start subtly. So I'm going to turn these guys down. And I have no idea also what those other things sound like. So this mutation could be crazy for all I know. So we mutate, and that's an interesting sound. I like that, So the mutations are good. And here's another interesting thing about this. If you go into the Preset Explorer to search, and I'm going to type in Brian Eno, because Brian Eno, I got to turn all these other characters off and characteristics off. Okay, so there's this little pile over here that were created by Brian Eno, and we've got this, this list of them, and we could choose one of them. Let's say, I don't know what it would do if I did that, but if I grab, let's grab, say, yeah, that's good. So we'll take this. Interesting sound, right? So if we look into the Explorer and we zoom in on it, let's see if I can get it to zoom in. It's easier when you use a mouse instead of the trackpad. So you can see these are all connected by virtue of the fact that Brian Eno designed them all. So now if I do a mutate, my kind of read on this is if I mutate this guy, I should get something based on all these other things, and there's a lot of difference in the Brian Eno stuff, but I should get something that's kind of sort of something like Brian Eno might do. So if I mutate this guy, it's done its thing. Now, we didn't have any characteristics, so this could pull from anything in all of this batch of stuff. And so, we had stuff out here that was, there was percussive stuff, and there's, these bowed string stuff. So, this whole kind of thing. And so we can mutate from this, or we can retry the mutation. I don't know why I'm getting cracklies. Let's see. Stand by here for a sec. Slide that out of the way for the moment. Maybe something in the sound, I don't know. But let's do this. I'm going to, you're going to get a slight drop out in the audio for a second here. There we go. I crank, open the buffer size up just a little bit. Because I wasn't pushing the CPU hard, but just in case. those clicks and pops, the way they're coming and moving around in my head, or in headphones, it may be that they're actually in the sound. Some little glitch or click thing that he's got in there. So anyway, I think the mutate works pretty well. I don't know if, in some ways, I like it better than the mutate in Omnisphere 3. In other ways, I like the one in Omnisphere better. Anyway, they're fun, and it's, you come up with some unique sounds that no one else is ever going to make. And you might not even make. So anyway, that's, trying to see if there's anything that is really massive in the fix. Nothing huge, but just little usability things. They corrected some text along some of the sliders. The bank names for third-party and user banks are now appearing. They wouldn't appear in the bank list before. That's fixed. There's some fixes in the way it works with complete control, which I'm not even using. Hardware and knowledge. I haven't used. God, it's been forever since I've used any of that, Paul. I mean forever ago, like almost a different lifetime. So let's see. Other news. I'm still. Interesting. I'm following up some more on Pigments. Moving on to Pigments to follow up on. I did a Pigments stream, I guess Thursday. I guess it was Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it was. And for those who were watching, I had a unique technical situation where we lost. Basically, I lost the ability for the computer to communicate with the audio interface. And fortunately, the way I have things wired, I was able to easily bypass everything so I could at least talk to y'all and say goodnight. I'm still not completely sure what caused that. Signal chain is pretty basic. And so I went and I replaced the cables involved between the computer and the Thunderbolt dock and the Thunderbolt dock and the MIDI interface, or the audio interface. So we'll see if it does anything. I was using the cable that I was using between the computer and the dock. The Thunderbolt dock was a 40 gigabit cable, but it was and it's powering / charging the laptop through the dock. It was only a 100 watt cable, so I replaced it with a 240 watt cable, which is what came with the interface or with the dock, but it wasn't long enough. So I got a slightly longer one yesterday or day before, whatever it was, and put that in there. The testing that I've done seems to be fine. We'll see. We'll see how it goes tonight. Let's see. There might be, let's see. Well, I can't tell. You might have gotten, everyone might have gotten one. I've got some error showing up here. Yeah, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So you're going to get some buffering apparently, which is interesting because, let's see, we've been having some issues here in the. Oh, that's interesting. We've been having some issues with internet here lately. So yeah, apparently the 758, which would have been, well, that was 45 minutes ago, it was saying it was getting no data. So I'm not sure. I don't know why it's, this is all, and here I'm all hardwired. There's no Wi-Fi involved in the show except the iPad that's up there. No, it was, YouTube is complaining, and I don't understand why. Now it's up to excellent, it says. So I'm not sure what's going on. I do know that it doesn't like screen when I have the screen up. It gripes when I've got when I've got this up. It drops, the data rate drops precipitously. Lost the chat server for a minute. Okay. Well, I suspect, yeah, YouTube needs to stop whining and serve data, dagnabbit. There could be something going, oh, I am peaking the audio here. Let's drop that down a little bit and let me see. I'm going to make a minor adjustment here, guys. Stand by. The fun of new microphones. So let's see, I dropped the gain there, so we're going to bump it up there. All right, let's see how that does. Hey Luke, how you doing? Good to see you. And don't worry, I'm not giving out demerits or anything. That's okay. Don't worry about it, Luke. It's not a big deal. I'm just, making the usual weekly noise. Let's see. Huh? What do you mean copyright or music playing? Am I getting a strike or something? Because all I'm doing is playing a D note. If they're going to do the same thing that they did Animotion Music a few months ago, I'm not going to be a thrilled person. So anyway, oh, okay. All right, let's see. So anyway, I still think in the Pigments world, I still think in some ways this Pigments release was kind of this Pigment 7 release was kind of a knee-jerk reaction to Absynth 6 and Zebra 3, because they don't traditionally do a release until for Pigments until sometime in January, and I can't see why else they would have changed in this year except to respond to other stuff going on in the market. No, we haven't seen Anna, and I'm not sure what's up with that. Haven't heard anything from her at all. Let's see. Anything else here on the list? Oh yeah. So the other thing is, like, I've been talking the last couple months, I guess, about thinning the herd and moving stuff around and trying to simplify and everything. And I'm kind of going down. I am going down that course. And part of the idea is to also reduce the amount of stuff I'm buying, but there's still some wish list items, still some things I'm trying to find. I still want some sort of decent XYZ pad controller thing, or maybe a joystick that works in an XY controller. I would want one that works like the Morphe on the Polybrute, and I've been looking at the Touche from Expressive V, and I'm concerned that it's going to be substantively different. But I really like the just touch and go action of the Morphe, that I don't have to depress it at all, and with touche, I understand you've got to push down some at least in order to get it to react. So still kind of trying to figure out where I want to be with that. I also kind of I keep going back and forth, but I'm pretty much in the camp that I don't really need MPE. I just, aftertouch and poly aftertouch is enough. And then some sort of XY pad would be nice. So that's, I just don't know what I want to do with that yet, or where I'm headed with that. But that's something that would be on the list, is to get that squared away. I still want a subwoofer for in here, and I'd like get some sort of ARC kind of thing going on, just to help tune the room a little better. I think I know which one I want. More like a space mouse. Yes. Okay. Space ball, space mouse. Yes, I have used that. One of those would make a really cool MIDI controller. Too bad they're so darned expensive. For those who don't know, the space mouse or space ball is a human interface device that allows you to manipulate an object in 3D space. I was using them when I was doing manufacturing project management to work with a program called SolidWorks to do 3D CAD work. It's the only 3D CAD program I've ever been able to make work, and it does. It's a fabulous program, and the space ball or space mouse allows you to kind of twist and turn and flip and move through your project like you're in real space. Very cool. Yeah. So the space ball that I used, or space mouse, space ball that I used, Jeff, you couldn't squeeze it. But if you pushed down, yeah, it really does. It really does. If you pushed down on the one that I used, it was kind of like pushing down on a Morphe or a Touche, and then you could spin and pull in and out and spin left and right. It was really, really cool. Yeah, space mouse. It was really a neat thing for doing CAD, and then there were some buttons on it that you could fly to what you wanted and select a thing. It was really, and then you could actually take like a screw or a pin or something like that and slide it in and out of the hole that it was designed to go into, or screw it in if it was a screw. Really kind of a cool thing. You could use it to determine. Well, it understands. Not the space ball, but the CAD program understands different kinds of materials and friction and all kinds of crazy stuff. SolidWorks understands all that, and so you can have it model the way that materials are going to slide across each other, how they're going to interact when you push on them. I mean, it was all kinds of stuff. Very, very cool stuff for manufacturing design. And 3D drawing manipulation. Let's see. So anyway, still want to deal with that. Still want to deal with a subwoofer. I think I know which one I want. It's just more money than I want to spend. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Yeah, may the Schwartz be with you. Oh my. Oh my gosh. Only a few people could get away with making that movie, I'll tell you. That was a fun movie. So anyway, still need to get off my butt. And like I said, I'll have some time coming up to relocate the overhead camera. as I take my office as I take my office downstairs apart, I'm going to be able to work on improving the lighting in here, because it's kind of, it's fine for this. When I'm working in here, it's like doing my own work in here, or music stuff, it's not real great. So I want to change that, clean that up a little bit. And let's see. Relocate there, redo the lights. Another thing I want to do is have time and actually make sounds and music. I've not been doing enough of that. And of course, more train stuff that Jeff wants. This is kind of sort of my New Year's resolution list, a couple days early or a few days early. I don't do resolutions, but I do set some ideas for things that I want to do to improve myself and my life and what I'm working on. So there's a lot of cruft and clutter, both in the studio, in the house, and in my life. And so I want to, clean that out, and start treating myself better. So that's the talking part of the show tonight. I didn't really have anything else. Yeah, I know. Stuff came up, Paul. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. That's always with the talking, eh? Yeah, talking. So finally have creative. Yes, good. I saw that, Danny. You're cruising on it. Uh-oh, Donna's in. Popping across the street. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, but a lot of the clutter is stuff that's coming out of my, oh, cool. Very cool. Some of the clutter is our stuff, but then there's other bits of the clutter are stuff that we're moving out of my mother's house, and it has no place to go but our living room. And so a couple of the things that came up, we had a really great or a neat pasta pot that we're not going to use because we already have a pasta pot. But the neighbor across the street knows a woman who wants one and is not able to afford it. So we passed that on to her. And then there's a cookie baking thing. The woman across the street is an amazing baker. So she makes us cookies all the time. The heck was that?
This is the cookie thing, not the pasta pot.
No, I know. I know you're taking the pasta pot went out last week.
Yeah.
Oh, and Luke says hi.
Where are they?
The camera's over there. There she is.
Hi, bye. There's a delay.
Yes, there is.
Hi, Luke. I saw Ravik on there too. Hi. And Sin Seeker. He said hi.
Yes.
He called me ma'am. Sin Seeker called me ma'am. What the F?
Oh. Kurt says hi, by the way.
Hi.
So anyway, let's see, where were we? Oh, so she's taking the cookie thing across the street tonight. So anyway, oh my. So let's see, what do we want to play? Do we want to play with anything? Because like I said, I didn't really have time to plan. I usually spend Mondays, when I was working for the company, when I was working for the company, I had Mondays were the plan for Mondays was I would go downstairs to the office. Now you can hear the birds when I'm actually talking and the noise reduction's out. So I go downstairs in the morning, I do all the banking stuff and that kind of thing and get that done. And then I'd have most of the rest of the day to, if I wasn't working on quotes or making phone calls or that kind of thing, I could come up here and play and I could plan the show. And with the project I've been working on down in DC the last 3 weeks, some of the work has to be done on Mondays. So I was in DC today. Next Monday, I'll probably be in DC again, and then that project should hopefully be done. So my planning time got eaten up. And I should have done it yesterday, but I didn't. So, what can I do? So anyway, we can, yep, the birds are really riled up now. I don't know if you guys are hearing them, I am. So anyway, not much like I said, didn't have anything else really planned. So, just trying to think of what, yeah, you guys are busy down there, Jeff, and I guess getting busier, so, which is good and bad, but, I think it's, I like being, if I don't have a plan, I like being busier than not being busier. Otherwise, I just, sit around, and if I don't have a plan and I'm not busy, I sit around and search the interwebs for stuff, and that wastes time and costs money and all that kind of stuff, because I find things to buy, so that's, in this, the make sounds and music, one of the things that what I want to start doing is I get away from regular work more and more, to start having a working schedule, where I know that on certain hours of the day I'm working on sound design, other times of the day I'm working on composition or music, or I'm working on something in the studio, the new lighting work, moving the camera, whatever. But there's fixed times for doing things. After lunch I take a walk, those kind of things, and schedule time in there for other projects as they come up. But the birds are really riled up now, because Donna walked out the door. That's why they get and they can hear me back here. So anyway, like I said, I really don't have much else for tonight. I don't like just kind of making stuff. I don't like saying stuff if I don't have anything to say, if that makes sense. How's the stream doing? Still doing excellent. Okay. I guess the interweb problems have the internet problems cleaned up? Are you guys seeing any more drops or anything? And I guess the other question, yeah, okay. We'll make sure we didn't lose the chat also, because, and we're caught up on chat. Okay. I expect an album. Yes. So, okay. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I've got work to do. I got work to do, Luke. There's like 3 or 4 different things in the works, at least singles. And I would like to do a long-length album, with more than one track. I'm actually thinking, and I don't know how this works on Bandcamp, but I'm actually thinking about expanding the last album, but in a way that kind of shows progression/regression of that track. And I think if I do that, folks who already have the album will get the updated version right away. Anyway, I guess I'll just jam for a little bit and then and call it a night. Probably end early for a change. Usually I run long, but or run right up to Jeff. So Jeff's not streaming tonight. So good luck to your wife tomorrow, Jeff. I saw that flash by in the chat. I'm sure everything will work out fine, but kind of sucks to be having surgery right before Christmas. Hopefully, I don't know what they're saying her recovery time is going to be, but hopefully it is short and everything goes smoothly. Luke, you're going to have to rewind to see my talking a little bit about the new mics. I might do a separate video on those later. And let's see. Was it okay? Cool. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, I've got like 2 tracks of that, or 2 tracks that show the progression of making the last track, sort of, that I want to add to the album. So looking forward to that. I am wearing one now, Luke. It is right there. And, oh, that's good. So yes, I'm wearing one now, and well, just for those who missed, that's the unit. So what you're seeing is just the clip side here. The mic itself is there. These also act as 32-bit float individual recorders. So I could theoretically be recording my mic audio. I'm not doing it, but I could be recording my mic audio for a re-edit later. Time code matches up across everything supposedly. I haven't, when I'm using when I use it with camera, with a camera with time code. There's a gizmo that lets me plug it into an iPhone or iPad. Good to see you, Paul. So I will. Yeah, I'm probably going to go into jam in a few minutes, and then I will catch you later. If I don't catch you, have a happy between now and then. Have a happy Christmas, Paul. So anyway, this guy lets me plug into an iPhone or an iPad. Shows up as a 2-channel audio interface. The interface or the receiver now can also plug into a phone or iPad on USB-C, and it shows up as an audio interface. I did some fooling around last night. If I plug it into the MacBook, it shows up as an audio interface. So pretty cool stuff there. Let's see, as I said, 32-bit float throughout, full chain. And yeah, see, this did this again. That's not supposed to happen. What you didn't see is that the computer went to sleep again. And I don't know why. The Wiggler thing is not working. And it didn't go to sleep, but it went to screensaver this time. Last time, the last stream, it actually, it was weird last stream. It like everything shut down. It may be that cable, the MacBook, Luke, it just, yeah, when I did the stream for midweek, it basically shut its connection to the dock down, and that's what caused me to end early with that stream I was doing the other day. And again, the way I'm wired is what allowed me to bypass the bypass all that, so I could still talk. Anyway, and there's that weird little tick every once in a while. That's strange. I guess that's in that patch. Anyway, so let's see what else on the recap of that guy. There's a charging box, and it comes with some wireless headphones and all kinds of cables, and a little adapter that allows me to plug. I don't, Luke, know about caffeinate. I will look into that. I can plug a little adapter into the wireless mic. It's got its own USB interface. The wireless mics do, and I can use that as an input and plug in a wired lav into the wireless transmitter, which is they're kind of nice. It came with all the stuff. The only thing it didn't come with that I have got on pre-order, I guess, is or on the wait list for, is an adapter that will allow it to jack into a Sony mirrorless camera and use the Sony multi-pin hot shoe as its conduit for getting the audio from the receiver into the camera, which puts me digital all the way okay, cool. Gives me digital all the way into the camera, which is pretty nice. And let's see, there was something else. In theory, and I won't be able to try this until I get the little interface. In theory, it should allow me to monitor camera audio, even though my camera does not have a headphone jack. It depends on what capabilities they built into the hot shoe connector. So anyway, it's going to be some time before I get that, and that's really only gets to be serious if I decide I want to start doing some digital video work. So we'll see if I bother with that. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go back into jam mode. Thanks everyone for coming. Good to see you all, and I will play with caffeinate and see how that works. And yeah, thanks everybody. Good to see you, Jeff, Danny, Luke, Paul, Sean, and Kurt. And I think that's everybody this week. So I don't know if I'm going to do a stream on next Monday or not. It's going to be after Christmas, and I've got a day in DC again. So I may not do a stream next week. So if I don't, not only should everyone have a happy Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday it is that you are celebrating. If I don't see you, also have a happy and safe New Year, and I will catch you all later. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.